guys are gonna have to share your mic. Why? Just give them one. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing. Do this first. You're on the live stream. Huh? Wait, we're Mike's work, Mike's work, Mike's work. Are we sharing a mic?
Are we
Are we
sharing?
sharing a mic?
Huh?
Huh? Yeah, we have 4.
Okay. Testing. Is it not loud enough? Testing. Wait, are we giving sponsors or like another mic?
You're live. I'm also.
Yeah, I know. I'm presenting them.
Huh?
Double check that.
Hello, testing, testing. It's muted. Testing, test, test. 1, 2, 3, test. They want. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. These are the Hack Olympians, and we would like to invite the top 5 Hack Olympian finalists to the front to share their pitches.
Let's welcome Team Arcel AI. Please wait for technical difficulties. Get on mic. Wait, we'll get on mic. Yeah, you just go up there. There you go.
Super excited to announce our Cell AI, the first fully integrated Google Sheets spreadsheet assistant. So it's easiest to just show it as a demo. What we've created is a workspace extension or a Chrome extension, essentially. What it allows you to do is just type in what you want to do and it automatically edits your sheet for you. So in this case, right, let's pretend we're an accountant and we want to create some invoice data. So I'll ask it to create a table of at least 20 rows of invoice IDs with name, category, profit loss, and estimate the tax as well, right? So we've designed a whole cycle where it talks to whatever LLM you want it to, populates the spreadsheet for you, and then creates formulas custom to whatever your task is. So why does this matter? Right now, there are billions of white-collar workers whose entire work lives center around the spreadsheet. And while coding and development has shot into the stratosphere in terms of velocity with the advancement of LLMs, so many industries from pharma to law, investment banking, finance, accounting have yet to reap the rewards from these LLMs. The spreadsheet is still the bedrock of most of these jobs, most of these industries. And what we've done is we've taken that, what is that bedrock, and we've brought it to the next level. So what's next for our Cell AI? First, we're going to get more advanced data analysis, add in chart tools, and ultimately export it to Excel as well, so that workers around the world can start utilizing it today at their companies. And ultimately, the goal is to redefine the spreadsheet as a whole. Thanks. Questions?
Hello. Okay, great. I just wanted to ask whether you did any user research to inform the design of your application?
Yep, so that's a great question. We've actually I've had a chance to talk to some professionals in the field. Specifically, there's a law firm back in New Jersey where I'm from, which they're always struggling to get new talent that's capable of using spreadsheets because spreadsheets are so complicated to use. And he desperately needs a tool like this so he can onboard new workers without having to spend months training them and wasting time, so they can get them on actually important tasks.
Following up, let's welcome Team Spenshield.
How do I switch how do I screen share? You sure? Wait, I have to reopen Zoom. I'll have to give it screen share permissions 1 second.
Time, doesn't this remind everyone of the 2020 Zoom era?
So hi, I'm Ari. I'm a nuclear engineering student here.
Hi, I'm Raymond, and I'm a first-year computer science student from Northeastern.
And I'm Tyler. I'm a first-year computer science, computer engineering student from Northeastern.
And one of the things we've noticed is that personal finance is really hard. And while there are apps that can help you with personal finance, they end up usually just being really boring, isolating, and just in general ineffective. And we thought the best way to improve this was to find a way to allow you to work with your friends on developing towards your personal finance goals.
And so we saw an opportunity to turn saving into a more social, engaging, and competitive experience by leveraging behavioral psychology and peer motivation. In other words, peer pressure. That's why we built Spend Shield, a viral social media finance app that gamifies saving through a variety of features such as leaderboards, achievements, purchase histories, social media feeds, personalized statistics, like everything. Think of it as your 24/7 accountability partner who's always on top of your finances. And unlike traditional tools, SpendShield makes financial progress visible, motivating, and rewarding, allowing you to build healthy spending habits alongside your peers.
So we'll get right into the demo. So this is our main page where you can see we have our total spending or impulsive purchases, and it shows our biggest category, which was shopping in this case. And then it shows savings if we were to reduce our impulsive spending by 70%. Here is part of the gamification where it shows a leaderboard with all your friends, and it shows how much you saved compared to them. Now skipping down here, we have a graph that shows daily spending of each day of the week, and you could also look at your previous week. Also, just like individual days and the purchases you made there.
So down here, we also have the impulse waiting list. So this was a cool idea. So if you think a decision you made might be impulsive, you're not sure whether or not you should purchase it, we have an ability to come back to a purchasing decision after about 30 days or however long you set it to be. You can add it to this list, and you can decide after that long if you're still into it, if you want to buy it, if you don't. And then on the other side is the meat and potatoes of the app, which is the friend spending activity. So you can like see what your friends have been spending their money on. If you think they can reflect on their own decision, see that they made an impulse purchase, and you can like comment on it, tell them that it feels really nice. However, like if someone made a giant purchase and you don't really agree with it, like I don't know, it's a ton of money for dinner. So like I don't know, you can tell them. You can just say that's crazy. So yeah, we have that. So I feel like that's just like the main motivating factor. You know, you get to play around with your friends a little bit, and if they like keep like judging you, like I don't know, one of our friends recently bought a pair of Meta glasses, and they regretted it instantly. But I feel like if they like had the peer pressure beforehand on like previous stupid purchases, I feel like that could like help them motivate them. Yeah. We also just have a bunch of other like statistics on here. We have like impulse control, transactions. They're all like fully implemented, which is really cool. We have an achievement system. So that's also fun. Yeah. Sending new map too. So it's defined by the end user at the moment. We were considering adding an LLM-based integration to do that. However, we kind of ran out of time at the end before we could implement that. But I feel like if you make a decision and you realize afterwards that it is an impulse purchase, or your friends like help kind of confront you with the fact that it is an impulse purchase, that could also like drive you to like recognize it more, like in the future.
All right, I have a question. Super cool project, guys. You might have already answered this, but what is one thing that your project is currently missing out on that you'd love to work on?
I personally would love to work on LLM integration. I feel like that would be like the next frontier. I feel like they're very well suited for like helping judge whether or not something could be like impulse or not. And I feel like it's like a great way to like grow the intrigue.
Next, let's welcome the next team, Team Profit Pilot.
Hey everyone, my name is Kevin. I'm here with my teammate Praveen and Jason, and this weekend we created Profit Pilot, which is your all-in-one AI-driven CFO. This aims to help businesses, specifically local and small businesses, ensure technology-driven growth. So first we want to talk about two main companies, right? So we all know about Starbucks, we love it, but Lab, on the other hand, is a local coffee shop on campus, and if you're not from U of I, you probably don't know about it, right? And the biggest difference here is that Starbucks has so much money that it's able to invest in a lot of digital technology, helping it to streamline processes and grow. Lab, on the other hand, is at a technical disadvantage, and so we want to come in with Profit Pilot to bridge this technical gap. Now, our journey this weekend started off with some primary research. We believe primary research is important and getting the problem right first because we want to fit the solution to the problem, not the solution to the problem. So we have a recording of the interview, but for the sake of time, we're not going to play it, and we're just going to go right into the insights. So because small local companies like BrewLab are, they don't have a lot of technology investment, a lot of their processes like booking events, generating invoices, and also just like analyzing their financials is just completely manual, and it can be automated, but it's just not automated. And so this takes up a lot of valuable bandwidth from these business owners from actually investing into the business and growing. And so we try to optimize this through Profit Pilot.
Yeah, so our vision for the solution is to make an all-in-one AI CFO that does three major functions. Number one, it performs demand forecasting, which allows business owners to see demand in the future and make inventory calculations accordingly. Second, we have a financial dashboard that shows all the statistics that a business owner would need, for example, cost, revenue, profit, as well as invoices, payrolls, and many other things. And lastly, we have an event scheduler because event scheduling often takes a lot of email back and forth. Oftentimes that there isn't enough time for the business owner to take care of that, so we want to tackle that with our AI.
All right, so we can get into the demo. So this is kind of the landing page for our app. So you can see we have a weekly financial digest. This helps business owners get a look at what's been happening in the past week with their business. We have an AI-powered revenue analysis tool, which gives you a deeper dive into that. And then we also have a demand forecast, which helps business owners optimize their inventory. And so next we have the complete financial records page. And so this basically gives you basically anything you want in the finance world with your company. You got invoices, expenses, payroll, reports, all that stuff. And the big part of our app is the booking simulator. Basically, when we were talking to BrewLab, the main thing that they said was a lot of people try to book events at their venue, and it just ended up being like very confusing or very inefficient email chains. And so basically, we have this tool which basically automates this entire process with one click. So this is like so basically this is our template. and it basically extracts the information from the email and it generates an invoice. So we can quickly look at the invoice as it loads. So we download this and open it, and you can see it puts us in a nice invoice all in one click. And the last part I want to go over is data query.
One sentence, let's wrap this up.
Okay, this is basically an LLM that gives you deeper insight into your information. Any questions?
Yeah, I was just wondering, since a lot of this seems like it's like very disparate functionalities that are tied into one app, like, do you see yourself like adding any other functionality to like really flesh this out, or like, are you gonna like hone into like one of the functionalities and be an expert at that?
Yeah, so our original plan was to make this more like agentic AI, which we ran into some troubles with, especially since LangGraph had a lot of documentation updates in the past couple months, and so it's very difficult to find like tutorials or stuff like that to get accustomed to that. So we kind of opted for an LLM-based approach instead. So in the future, we definitely want to try to incorporate an agentic AI, which would be the next step.
Let's welcome Team Bold to Ticket to present.
All right, hey guys. Our project this weekend was Board to Ticket, which is essentially a project that was born from a shared personal experience of ours, and that is, you get into a little development huddle, you're talking to your team, you throw some things up on the whiteboard, maybe you're talking through an algorithm, you're working on some ideas to fix a bug, maybe you write some things, you erase them, you write some new things. Best case, somebody grabbed a picture at the end of the session, and that picture's not coming back for probably a month or so, right? So our project for the weekend is essentially changing that, taking in both video and audio data, and just a high-level overview. We're doing a bunch of computer vision processing, identifying some regions of interest in whatever the person or people are writing on the whiteboard, taking those, pairing them with some transcript data, kind of putting those together and doing that in the entire span of the meeting. And the end product is we actually go ahead and read in or take in your software code base as context and all the way go through and generate a whole set of GitHub or GitLab or whatever version control you use issues or tickets. So that's kind of the high level overview. Getting a little bit more into the computer vision aspect. What we're doing here, and there's kind of a breakdown here at the top of the different steps, but essentially we're running some edge detection on whatever's up on the whiteboard to find out all of the edges, all of the writing, diagrams, words, whatever that may be, and obviously, unfortunately, the person who's writing, how annoying. So we had to do some computer vision to remove that. We did some clustering to figure out what parts, words, diagrams are meant to go with other words, diagrams. And we do that, track those regions of interest across the entire video, pull the ones where there are changes. So this graph here in the bottom left is essentially showing the amount of ink in each of the regions of interest, right? So those regions of interest are changing size as the video goes on. They could get smaller, they could get bigger, but the overall amount of ink in there is changing proportionally to what's inside. And that's super important because that lets us know, maybe we erase something, maybe we write something in its place. Those are important things and we don't want to miss that information. So we grab that, we pair that with some of the audio
Yeah, so really quickly, audio is a second dimension of data. We don't want to leave that out. So as you said, once we identify these regions, we also want to figure out what part of the audio corresponds to that. So the first thing, you take the waveform, you remove all the parts that are silent, where someone is not talking. Then you have a bunch of chunks. You take the transcript of that using Whisper. Thanks, OpenAI. Go down. And then, based on all of these chunks and the transcripts, you basically cluster them or group them together based on if they're talking about the similar thing or not. So let's say he writes something and then 5 seconds later, he talks about something else relevant to that. And 20 seconds later, he comes back to this topic. We want to have that text associated with the same frame. So then that also so you have the frame and then a bunch of text transcriptions which go into the LLM.
Hey, do you guys have any questions about the LLM or anything else?
So, what do you think sets this project? What makes this project different than the other projects you might have seen at this hackathon?
Honestly, we went through the dev post, and there's only like one other computer vision project, at least to my knowledge. And I think apart from that, what makes us different is, yeah, there's not really.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so we feel like we we obviously tried using deep learning. Like we imported a bunch of models from Hugging Face, from OpenAI. But the thing with that is it's really hard at identifying if someone's standing in front of a board. So it doesn't really work. So we spent a lot of time doing traditional computer vision, like canny edge detection, contours, getting the area of the contours, stuff like that. And with the audio as well, we didn't really use any like deep learning models. It was just pretty simple clustering algorithms. We tried a bunch of different unsupervised ways. And then eventually it goes into an LLM like everything nowadays. But yeah, so the final output is basically this ticket right here, which is summarizes the entire meeting, tells you exactly what you talked about, what point you missed out, what point you want to talk about. So yeah, just makes your life easier. Thank you. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Can I just ask a super quick question? How do you decide which frame to like incorporate into the summary?
Yeah, so it's not actually, well, I pulled it down, but it's not actually the entire frame. So those regions of interest are essentially, every region of interest has its own lifespan. So there could be multiple regions in the same spot. They, come to life and die whenever. They change at different times. That, the plot I showed, which was color coded to different regions, actually was showing the amount of ink in each region. So, if I make a change, if I'm drawing a graph and I remove a component from that graph, that's a significant change because there was a loss of ink, right? So that's kind of how we select those. And then for each of those keyframes from within the region of interest, we pair those with some portion of the transcript. And that's useful because maybe you're writing something, you're talking about it, and then you come back to it way later on and you change it. We can still reassociate those, and we've managed to do that here. That's why we've got this nice graph.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, last but not least, our final team, Pie Gestures.
Testing. Okay. Okay.
So heavy machines always pose a safety risk. One of our most important jobs, construction, also happens to be one of the most dangerous. The OSHA estimates that 1 in 10 construction workers are injured every year. And that's because partly of the working environment where sometimes it's too loud to shout and it's too inconvenient to use a radio and people are just using non-verbal communication. And sometimes because of human error, people get injured. And that's why we at Pi Gestures are trying to sort of optimize and automate non-verbal communication and make this better.
Yeah, so the solution that we had in mind is a solution that is completely safe, universal, and available to anyone. It's through hand gestures. Let's get into how it works.
So in the above video, so in our on our robot, I don't know if you can tell from back there, but there's a camera attached to the top of the robot, and the camera has a servo motor that will basically follow your hand, as shown in the video. It's the camera is like trying to center around a certain landmark on the hand, and we are obviously using media pipe and TensorFlow for. We are like the one other computer vision group mentioned by the other group. Yeah. So as you can see here, one gesture leads to a certain movement. Another gesture leads to a certain movement. Yeah.
Okay, so since the algorithm was so like computationally intensive, since it has to analyze all like 20 joint points to predict the gesture, one of the challenges was like the latency, something we ran into, and also just issues with power draw. So there are some things you can do to increase the efficiency, like adjusting the frame rate and adjusting the resolution. But ultimately, the best solution to address these problems is just by actually scaling up our implementation.
So there are three main ways to scale this implementation. First way is obviously computational resource. We're currently running this on the kit that we're given, which is running on a Raspberry Pi 4B, which has 8 gigabytes of RAM, and however much space of hard drive is in the SD card. The second way is a better camera, obviously, because this camera's max resolution is I think 640 by 480, and this cannot detect like very minute details in your hand gesture. And number three will be power on the motors, because currently the batteries are supporting 3.7 volts to the entire robot.
Okay, so like currently the gestures only control the mobility. So if we want to scale this up to actual like autonomous heavy machinery, that would involve like more complex hand gestures to, I don't know, say like we're operating a crane or we're like giving specific instructions to like move dirt. So another thing that we were planning is right now it's just static gestures that control the robot and control its position. But you could also implement like dynamic action. So like if you clap your hands together, that like stops it, and that'll like unlock more
Sentence. Let's wrap this up.
unique ways to control more advanced machinery.
Hey folks, question for you. Have you talked to any user around this?
So our main inspiration was from the John Deere initial presentation when they talked about how there's a lot of human risk involved in construction and agricultural work, and especially with heavy machinery. And the main idea of this is to reduce human risk by encouraging like offsite / indirect control of these dangerous machinery.
I guess following up to that, why did you decide on hand gestures as being maybe the safest interface compared to maybe like what if, for example, what if the robot doesn't understand this means stop?
So like initially we were thinking about loud and noisy work sites and like how currently the way workers communicate with each other when it's too loud is just by using hand gestures. So just like translating that into autonomous machines would be like the same thing.
Just wanted to comment that obviously in this 36-hour hackathon, we haven't been able to go out to the field and talk to all these construction workers. But luckily, the people at the John Deere track have been incredibly helpful and they're incredibly experienced. So we actually went to them to ask for like, oh, how do you see workers communicating there? And they told us that hand gestures are one of the most common and like prominent ways that they do so.
Yeah, just to follow up to that, we understand this is a hackathon once again, but like, were you able to test it out with like gloves on or something? Because I know that like usually when you're a worker on the field, you're probably wearing some kind of OSHA certified PPE or something like that.
Yeah, so that's a great question. So the way that our computer vision model works is it works with any sort of hand that essentially finds any shape like a hand. So actually, when we were testing, it actually caught like our faces at some points because if you turn your face a certain way, it kind of like looks like a hand. It's kind of weird, but yeah. So we did have that issue, but yeah. So it'll no matter like what you're wearing or like what kind of color or shape it is, as long as it can detect that it's a hand, it'll be able to read those signals.
Can we get a round of applause for all of our Hack Olympians? Now, before the Hack Olympus chapter comes to a close, we have a special treat for you all. Let's unroll the scroll for Illinois.
All right. Yesterday, 21 disciples escaped Athena's vault. Great thinking, problem solvers. Apparently, a lot of you really enjoy tempting the fates. Or in other words, playing with numbers. A total of 26 people won the slot machine at the Agora Festival.
Keep going. Sorry, we didn't update the slides. Next one. You have all been rewarded for You have all been rewarded for requests, but let's see how you all split your spoils. Our top 3 purchase shop items were Snack and Drinks, Pandora's Mystery plushie box, and a Tesla Fate tickets for the Bluetooth speaker.
You hear that? The fates have spoken.
Out of all 500 plus attendees, roughly 350 teams have submitted. Wait, 350 people have submitted.
100 plus teams, 350 people, yep.
Yep. Sorry, guys, the slide's no update. That's not right. Just skip it.
Exactly.
No, it's not. No, you guys don't update the slides after I changed it.
Okay, let's start with our acknowledgements. First things first, we want to sincerely thank the Siebel School of Computing and Data Science for offering us support in event planning. Their support has been super important, and without them, HackIllinois would not have happened, let alone to be as good of an event as it was. We want to shout out CJ and Aaron for continuously working with us to ensure that we got everything we had and so much more.
Thank you for ACM for offering to help us with logistics, advice, and financial support. Moreover, special thanks to Abhived, Bonnet, Akshay, Ryan, and Yanni for their dedicated support during the planning of the event.
And last but not least, we want to thank the CS facilities for allowing us to use this building to host the event. A huge thank you to Jason, Aaron, Charlie, and all the building service workers here who worked with us behind the scenes to ensure this event runs smoothly.
And thank you to all of our mentors who dedicated their time to helping our attendees.
And of course, a thank you to our judges for being here to evaluate all the projects.
And thank you to our sponsors for the innovative workshops and creative tracks.
And one more thank you to our tireless staff you see all over, who have dedicated their Wednesday evenings, their Sunday mornings, and countless nights into helping us make this event happen. They truly have breathed their life into this event. Thank you to all of our HackIllinois staff.
And finally, a very, very gracious thank you to our Hack alumni who continuously show up every year to offer insights, support, and most importantly, the Hack magic to the event. Hack began with y'all and it lives on in all of us.
Now, by show of hands, how many attendees here have purchased a raffle ticket or bought an item for the raffle? Okay, a good amount. Some of you are going to be happy, some of you not so much. But let's get started. Our first item is the Amazon Echo. Can we get a drum roll, please? And the winner is Caitlin Lee. Is Caitlin Lee here?
That's
Going
awkward.
once, going twice, going thrice.
That's okay. Okay. We'll get it to you. Our second item is a JBL speaker. Can you get a drum roll? Congrats to Zichen Wu. Is anyone here? Are they here? No?
Okay.
Okay. Don't get the third item. And our third raffle item is the Bella air fryer. Congrats to Rose Zhang Zhang. Also not here. That's beautiful. Okay.
Now, here comes the moment that you've all been waiting for. Time to take a nap?
No, it's time to announce the winners.
For our first track, we would like to invite Warpup to announce the winners for the best developer track with the prize of a Keychron mechanical keyboard for each member.
Hello, hello. Okay, I'm Hong Yi from the Warp team. It was awesome to be here this weekend. It was awesome to meet all of you, as well as see all of the awesome submissions to the Best Developer Tool Prize. This was a really, really tough decision, but I ended up choosing a winner and a runner-up. So I'm gonna announce the runner-up first. The runner-up is Merger. And so Merger built a really cool merge conflict resolution tool. And without further ado, I'll announce the winner. So can I get a drum roll, please? Okay. The winner of the Best Developer Tool Prize, sponsored by Warp, is Black Box Studio. So they built like a visual programming tool, and they had a really awesome UI, UX, and everything. So contact me after the event, and we'll get you started. But thanks to everyone who participated in our track this weekend, and check us out at warp.dev. All right, thank you.
Really quickly, actually, can you get the winners to come up front and we can get a picture really quickly? Oh. Can you get the winners to come up really quickly? Let's get a picture. And
Get started. I keep going. For our second track, we have AGCO, the LLM chatbot for agriculture planning with a prize of $1,000. Oh.
Hey everyone. More closer? Yeah, perfect.
Thank you all for coming. This was the first time ACCO has sponsored the Hack Illinois and a track. It was a great experience for me and the mentor who came here. We gave, the problem was use LLM to make farmers' lives easier, and all of the participants did a great job. I saw some great UI and some great functionality at the back end, and also a great path which they lined out for the future steps. With that being said, the runner-up is ACCO, Smarter Fields, Bigger Yields. They had, let's announce the winner. And the winner is FarmSmart. What I really liked about FarmSmart's application was they figured out a way to make real-time analytics insights, a dashboard really, to give farmers input on what the next steps should be in a very user-friendly and UI, in a very easy to understand format. Great job, guys.
Our next track is Capital One with the best financial hack of a prize of up to $1,000. These teams were definitely not a dime to dozen.
Congratulations to our honorable mentions, Fin AI and Hot on the Market. You can really bank on this team. And the winner for the best financial hack is, drumroll please, Bonds.ai. Are they here? You guys can take pictures over there. Our fourth track is the John Deere Autonomous Vehicles hardware hack with the price of a Raspberry Pi and 4 new vehicle kits.
Hello, everybody. James Cabas with John Deere. Had a great time working with all the teams participating with the imperfection of hardware. So I have some winners to announce. First up, we have the most creative solution, and that goes to Carrier Pigeon. Next up is honorable mention. The award goes to Pi Gestures. And this year's winner, first place of the John Deere Autonomous Vehicles hardware hack is, drumroll please, Autonomous Navigation. Congratulations.
And finally, our fifth track is Solana with the most innovative use of Solana, prize of $2,000 for first place and $1,000 for second place.
Hello, everybody. I'm super happy. I think everyone should have won. Like, we had so many cool submissions. I'm so happy that we'd be here again. And thank you to the amazing team. Everything went like flawlessly. So we have a bunch of keyboards that we raffled out, but we didn't have like personal names. So we have 4 teams which win keyboards. And you need to, within the team, do a best of 3 stone, paper, scissors to figure out who in the team gets it. So for the teams, like we have the Pokemon game, who built a decentralized Pokemon? Yeah, over there. So you want to pick it up or you want to come after? I can also judge afterwards. So you can just come up and pick it up. Then we have, oh, there already is. Ascent to Arcadia. We have SolarArc, which built like some really cool tooling around Solana, like predicting fees and so on. And then we have PokeSol. And the Solana EV charging. So it's like really cool. You can actually like charge your phone, like your car on like somebody else's house and pay in Solana. So I think it's super innovative stuff, I think. And now to the second prize, which will get $1,000. Yeah, you pick up your keyboards and do the stone, paper, scissors thing. Best of 3, very important. So, and the second place goes to Solar. And so what these guys did is they literally put GitHub on the blockchain. So you can basically, instead of GitHub to use for your source code, you can basically use Solar. So it's like, it's super cool stuff. Very innovative. And the first place goes to Pixel. So that is also like a super innovative, cool thing. They basically put the Reddit thing, like R spaces, but on a blockchain. And you can like draw the pixels, then you can mint an NFT out of it. Yeah, they put it on merge, and then the rewards of it go to the people who contributed the most to the picture itself. And they built out the whole thing. So it was very impressive. It actually works. So it's super cool. Congratulations.
Can we also get all the raffle prize winners for Solana with the keyboards to come down for a picture? Let's get a big picture.
And if anyone wants to submit their project to the next hackathon, it's coming up next month. It's called Colosseum by Solana. You can just Google it. It's coming up soon.
Yep. All Solana winners, can you guys please come forward for a quick picture?
Good. Okay, and now for our path winners. Our general winner with a prize of $1,750. We have, drumroll please. Easy Split.
Is Easy Split here? No? Okay. On to the next one. And now, here's the award everyone's been waiting for. The $2,000 grand prize for the Hack Olympians. Let's hear a drum roll, please. The gods have chosen Gold 2 Ticket as our Hack Olympians winner. Is Gold 2 Ticket here? Gonna come up?
Get them up.
And grab these. Grab these. They're loose, but
Here, they're fragile.
yep.
Yeah. Rand up blue them.
Good. You wanna come down there?
You guys get pictures. Do you want a picture with that?
You got a picture.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's get out of the picture.
Okay. As you all continue to travel through your own odyssey, remember that you are in charge of your own fate. Continue to seek out opportunities to test your limits. As you venture forth in your story, we leave you with a quote from Socrates: "Let him that will move the world first move himself."
Thank you, everyone. And with this, conclude HackIllinois 2025.
Woo!
Can we have all the winners come up for a picture, please?